So this one is an example of a project charter, external project charter. So I look at my notes in Rome if there's like my notes. Um, I remember now. I really designed this as a pitch document. So this is the second project after a project was recently done. So here you could see here, this is like a, so here because I knew that this one will be a, what you call this, would be, would involve a lot of people. So I made a name for it, Resolved, although it isn't exactly, it's not an exact, what you call this, acronym of this one. It was easier to remember. But also right now, like I don't hear people um, using it. So maybe it just like this one might become the Project Accessible Genomics Part 2. That might be the easier name to remember. So I might go with that, Part 2 of Project Accessible Genomics, because we already have some traction with that name, Accessible Genomics. So here, so I'm just persuading them that this is why this is important, and this section, and then our summary of our solution for this project. And the next is really just you know, the solutions here. So here, when I was creating this, I was also trying to figure this out myself. Um, yeah, getting the numbers to support this. I didn't include yet the what you call this, the risks involved here and the timeline. So I haven't thought about those things yet. So this is one is just a pitch document for something which is more like a bigger. So this one is like a more extensive project charter. So this one I had to follow um, a template because this is a, what you call this, a application for a grant. So I had to follow the template, but essentially, you know, these templates follow the same thing. So what, and then whatever I did in this document, I mean, I've been reusing these blocks here for other documents. So I remember creating this in Rome back in May 2020, the first version of this. So and then those blocks just progressively were was progressively elaborated and summarized as I talked with different people, as I like pitched this, as I made Twitter threads. So this is another example. This is public. You know, the risks here. So you know, I just make use of, for instance, I made a risk register here, an actual risk register, and then just added it to this proposal. So the bigger proposals like this might come after making use of the different project management tools. Like this register was done even after I did a charter. So it's really, you know, you mix and match these tools depending on what kind of project you are doing. So in this case, we asked for money, so that we had to put in a lot of planning first before doing the. So this is like the budget. So a breakdown of the budget. So we had to do a lot of planning first before what you call this, doing this charter or this grant application. Anish, did you get anything from those examples?
No, I think it's very useful. The first one gave me the idea of what it should look like. And I think we call this a concept paper, which is similar to a project charter.
Mhm.
But the second one, I like the level of detailing because if we put the thinking upfront, then it reduces the chances of uncertainty or things being questioned later. So I
Yes.
think very good examples of showing both the overview and the detailed approach.
Yes. I'm glad you it's helpful. Yep. Go ahead.
Sure. Question is, how frequently do you change, and how do you track the changes? And once approved, do you need to go back to the stakeholders for any changes?
Yeah, that should be part of your agreement. How do you manage change management? So the charter is actually your agreement. And this is like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. So if there are changes, this also protects you as a project manager, because one of the most common problems in project management is scope creep. So if your stakeholders are asking for something beyond the project, you would want them to go through a change management process that assures that, for instance, you have the additional budget and the additional people you need to do that new project. It's a different kind of project if you add more scope there. Did that answer your question, Ashish?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I think this was a very important lesson for me today, and very well timed, because I am just moving from conceptualizing the elements. And if it was not for the meeting today, next week we would have gotten into implementation, and I think it's premature. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time reviewing the material. And then I'm not sure if I can show you next week, but in 2 weeks, share with you the project charter draft, so that there's continuity in terms of my accountability and my project milestones as well. Thank you for today.
Okay. Ashish, you might also want to, um, there's the part on the risk management is also, there's a draft for that. That might also be something you want to do in advance. So the other sections of the project of the here. So this one might be also helpful to do in advance. You could just use
Um,
your threads.
so what is the topic next week, Khalid? Sorry.
The topic next week will be that these two, communications plan and stakeholder analysis.
Is it okay? I mean, assuming that we don't have a different view by other participants next week, is it okay that we bring forward the risk management and then go to stakeholder analysis?
I could do that. That you could do there's actually you could just after the after the WBS
Risk
and
breakdown.
the communications, so the project
Right.
charter, any of these could be done in any order. The rest, this
Sure.
first two release, yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Yeah, that might be even
Okay,
a
that would
better.
be excellent.
Yeah, so yeah, we could definitely do that. Yeah, because
That would be great.
that's something you want to do with your team beforehand. The risk
Right.
discussion, because
Yeah.
it will change a lot. It will affect your budget as well.
Mhm. I agree. And I think it should also be a part of our uh, projection for how we will implement. Because if some of these risks are unacceptable to the owners, then we may need to look at different options or look at options differently.
Yeah, you might need to lessen your scope, for instance,
Yeah, yeah,
or increase your timeline. That could be it. Or,
yeah, yeah.
cool.
So that will be good if we can squeeze in risk but breakdown structure next week.
Sure.
It will be.
I could make this actually. I was thinking of making this chapter 3 and both of them to be chapter 3. So I might just
Hmm.
do that now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Um, you just make a to do here. All right, Ashish. Anything else you'd
No,
like to talk about?
I'm good for today, and thank you again for your patient explanation. And I enjoyed the session. Thank you so much.
I'm glad to hear that, Ashish, and looking forward to hearing your what the outcome of your creation of Project Charter.
Yep. It's happening tomorrow night, our time. So most of the other members of the team are in the US. There are 2 in India. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. Good luck. And see
Thank
you
you
next
so
week.
much.
All right. Goodbye.
Have a good one. Stay safe. Bye.